is a beautiful day out on Diamond D Ranch, and I am here with the Vice President and Event Manager. You coordinate a lot around here. This is Kaylee. Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, well, thank you for being out here.
Yes, we talk about their vendor markets every year, but we're going to learn about a lot more. And first, I want to learn about the history because this is my first time here. It is absolutely stunning and 500 acres. I couldn't believe it.
It keeps us busy.
Yeah, so tell us the history.
So we are a 500-acre working horse and cattle ranch. We are a 5th generation working horse and cattle ranch, and even under operation with the 5th generation.
Oh
I'm the 4th generation. My niece and some of my cousins work out here. So yeah, it's a legacy and a family tradition and something that we hope to continue to pass on.
Oh my gosh, and you do so many events throughout the year. So talk about some of those special events.
Yeah, so we have different special events such as our semi-annual Diamonds in the Rust, which comes around in the spring and in the fall. And then we also have our Family Farm Fun Days where you can bring your family out and you can enjoy the ranch with your family, get to feed cows and bison and goats and that's geared. And then we have a dog fest coming up too, which will be our first annual dog fest.
Oh, cool. What does that entail?
That's for dog lovers to come out and bring their dogs out and let them get a look at the farm life.
Oh my gosh, and they can just run and run.
They can do demos. We're going to do hikes and even some cattle ranching demos as well.
That's so cool. Okay, you mentioned it's a working ranch. What exactly does that mean?
Well, we are a working ranch as in we're not just a barn on a piece of property.
I see, okay.
We have the cattle, we have horses here. We have about 1,000 head of cattle that we operate. Not all those are on the ranch.
Wow, that's a lot.
Some of those cattle are on other properties, of course. So, and then we have our horse ranch. So we have where you can come and horseback riding. We have a riding stable, and we also have a boarding stable here. So you can come in and keep your own horse here.
Really? Okay, how do folks find out about that kind of information?
Yeah, you can visit our website, diamonddranch.com, or you can go to the boarding website, diamonddstables.com.
And then talk a little bit about, because we were talking off camera, you're very proud that this is a sustainable, or the sustainability of this ranch, I should say. So tell us a little bit about that and the significance and why that's important.
So as we go back to the legacy and the hard work that goes into this land, I've been taught from my grandparents and my parents, we want to leave this land better than what we found it. And it's important every day that we wake up, we have a job to do. And it's not just to tend to the livestock, but it's also to tend to the wildlife in the area. And that's so important and something that we take a lot of pride in. So as you see, you probably on the way out here, you saw all the urban encroachment. And so when you have urban encroachment, you have the habitat for wildlife. They're losing their habitat. So
they gotta go somewhere.
They do, that's right. And so we not only tend to our livestock, but we also provide a habitat. You might hear all the birds around us. And many times when you're pulling up, you saw turkey and deer and all types of different wildlife animals that are here, and it creates a habitat for them to live. And that's how we can make this farm and ranch sustainable.
And kind of give back.
That's right.
And then before we go, we can't forget about the private events. I bet a wedding out here would be absolutely stunning.
Yes, it would.
So talk about what you offer.
So we have weddings where you can come out here. You can actually get photos right up underneath this tree we're standing here.
Isn't it gorgeous, guys?
And we have our barn pavilion. We have a bridal suite and a man cave where you can get ready in. And you can get hitched right here on the ranch. It's a very elegant where you get married at. I know sometimes you think rustic with the charm, but really the elegance of our barn pavilions are just beautiful.
Yeah.
So, and even something as small as a birthday party and something as large as a corporate event.
Okay.
We can host your next event out here. It can be up to 10,000 people.
Well, it's nice to know that that's continued for 5 generations now. How cool is that? And your family is this legacy, Diamond D. And can you give us a little backstory on that name real quick before we go?
Yeah, it's a question so many people ask. And Diamond D, the D comes from Dewey, which was my great-grandfather. And his name was Dewey. So when he branded his cattle, which was actually in the mid-1940s, Diamond D brand has been around since the 50s. We've had cattle on this land since the 40s.
I see.
But in around 1950, he branded his cattle, which is the way you show ownership of your cattle, even still to today. It's the only way you can prove ownership of your cattle. And that Diamond D was because of the D in his name.
Well, thank you so much for taking us around today. It's absolutely beautiful. It's so peaceful here. And to know that there are so many cool things that you can do on the property, you know, the different events, the programs that they have, the private events if you want to host one. So again, give us that website one more time if they want to look that up.
It's diamonddrancinc.com.
All right.
Diamonddrancinc.com.
All right, well, let's go take a walk around the ranch, shall we?
Yes, let's go.
All right, it's so good.